Hey y'all, it's Alexis from Ask Alexis here. And remember, this week's theme is self awareness, right? But it's all about being aware of yourself at different levels based on these parties that I used to throw. And the more I talk about throwing these parties, the more I want to throw parties with a purpose. So I want y'all to let me know what you think about these party ideas before we get into story time. So one of them is paint and policy. But here's the kicker: it's body paint and policy, because in reality, all the policies that get decided by our vote and who's in office, who the prosecutors are, who the judges are, they literally affect our bodies. And especially in the system where white bodies have the preference, all the policies affect other bodies in other ways. So I was thinking that, if we party with a purpose or party with purpose, right, we could do like some kind of art piece that has to do with phosphorescent body paint because and policies, right? So that's one party idea. But y'all know I'm kind of woo woo. I have my spiritual awakening. I be into like all kind of sound baths and spiritual things, and don't let me get started on a crystal or an essential oil because they had their benefits. Why they not the whole process? They do make the process easier. What about like sound baths and trap music, right? Because it's like two Alexises, right? Like, so it's the Alexis before my spiritual awakening and it's the Alexis after my spiritual awakening. And I'm feeling like both of them right now. So I'm ready to party and be like sin free and non judgmental, and consent is key, share future or bust, right? But I'm down for some play activism because 2020 is, I decided to reframe as the year everything changed for the positive. And this is just me trying to predict into the future, to create the shared future that I want and be active with that. But so let me know what y'all think about body paint and public policy, sound baths and trap music. And I can't remember the other one, what the other one was. But it's like, what I'm saying, wellness for ratchet professionals is what I'm thinking. Because I feel like I fall in all of them categories. And why shouldn't I be any part of my authentic self? But now story time. So back to these parties I used to throw. Now, I'm gonna say this. I have had at my house not one but two toga parties. So you won't know which story this come from. And somebody sent me a picture of the toga party. You're gonna have to go on over to my Facebook page to see the picture. But here's the story. And about how consent makes everything more fun, right? And all you got to do to get consent is ask for it. So, but sometimes asking for it might put you in a position where they might say no, or you don't necessarily like, and if they say no, you feel rejected, you might be judging yourself. So this is where self-awareness come in. Just because you don't get the answer that you want doesn't mean that that's something about you. That just means that person wasn't really into the same thing you into, or you didn't ask convincingly enough. So at one of these toga parties, I think it was the second one because that one had a younger crowd. Like, and by younger, I just mean at this time I was older, and so the crowd that showed up was younger than me. But so what happens is, like everybody don't be committing to a toga party because they think it's not gonna be fun. And so what I tend to do is like buy extra fabric so that way people who be like, oh, when they show up and see everybody having fun in their toga, they don't be like, oh man, I want a toga, so I'm gonna just sit in the corner and do nothing. No, you want a toga? I got you, boo. You know why? Because we party with purpose here, okay? And the purpose is to have fun, because that's good for black bodies too. So now, but this guy, and we're not gonna get into the toxic masculinity reasons that maybe he might not have wanted to wear a toga. Which I can't say that because, like, the dudes I rock with be extra secure in themselves. But he didn't want to show up in a toga. Remember, I got this extra toga fabric, and sometimes parties be taking a minute to get them started, so they be looking like duds even though they not duds. You just got to be committed. And I was like, hey, I had to convince him or let him know that partying with us was a good thing to do. So it was in the bedroom where we was dressing everybody in the togas because we had the fabric and safety pins. And there's 4 people in the bedroom, nobody doing no hanky panky, so get your minds out the gutter. But I say, hey, friend, listen, what's your name? He tells me his name. Definitely not going to be a part of this story. I say, come on, lay down with me. Let's talk. Right? So we lay down on the bed. And remember, it's two other people standing there watching, but they know better than to say something because you can't really mess up the vibe. So I'm like, friend, just look at me, look me in my eye. Now talk to me. Why you don't want to wear the toga? He like, I don't know. It really ain't my thing. I'm like, but look, if you wear this toga, let me tell you what I do. Okay. Now I said, it's going to be your thing. You just don't know it yet. But you see how you laying in the bed with me? If you put on this toga, you get to tell everybody at the party. And I said, I don't know if you know, this is my house, right? Like, so people used to party in here. They know for coming to parties or whatnot. Like, and this was just a joke at the time. I was like, I'm kind of a big deal. Now, that was something my homie B Hall used to say all the time. So I didn't really have the ego to I didn't believe it. But I'm like, hey, this is my house. I'm kind of a big deal. And he's like, okay. I'm like, but if you wear this toga, you get to be like, hey, y'all, I put Alexis to bed. And guess what? I can't say nothing about it because where are we, friend? Right now, it's me and you, and we are laying in this bed, and you got me here. So you see these eyes? That's how the eyes was. And I was like, and so he was like, all right. And then he wore the toga and had a good time. And so if you go on over to my Facebook page, I'm going to post a picture along with this YouTube video where you won't be able to see his face because that's not how it goes at these parties, right? People do not give consent for their privacy to be exposed. I'm the one telling my stories. But you will see this guy on the right-hand side that is dressed in a toga. And that guy forevermore gets to be like, hey, I put Alexis to bed. And it happens to be true, even though we ain't never seen each other in no kind of way, ain't never touched, kissed, nothing like that. But that guy did put me to bed. Now, there's also this other guy who showed up to another toga party, and that dude showed up with his toga in a diaper. But that's all y'all get to know about that because that's his business. All right, if you like these videos, you like my story time, if you like my party ideas, let me know because some places COVID is dying down and Detroit happens to be one of them, so I hear. So let me know if you like these party ideas because I have no idea how to make it come to fruition, but I might figure it out if it seems like it's worth it. You can leave it in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And then if you want to see more videos, I'm going to try to be posting more often. I feel nervous to commit to every day. But I'm going to be trying to post more often. You could ask me questions about what you want me to talk about. You could ask me questions to see if I got some stories about that. But notice, if I can't answer it in a way that creates more allies in the world, or I can't answer it in a way to help you transform your interpersonal relationships or your personal relationship with yourself or society, I might not pick your question. But I'm very, very creative and very fun loving. Oh, another thing, I got an upcoming actively authentic allyship workshop coming up. It's 5 spots left in this workshop. It's a 10-week program that teaches you, if you are a white woman, how to become an ally from an authentic place for BIPOC people. And BIPOC is Black and Indigenous people of color. We do a whole lot of self-transforming work. We see what thought patterns there are that could show up as like white fragility, you know what I'm saying? Because that don't be nothing but interpersonal triggers, right? Like if you get off of the guilt and shame, unless you just want to be a racist. Now, some people are like that. We can work through that too, right? It's for a shared future. And I really want to include you. So if you want to be included, come on, work with me. That starts this Friday, September 11th. And I'll put my website in the comments if you want to sign up. Also, check out my other videos because this is what I do. If you want to work with me, you also got to care about something outside of yourself in order sometimes just to learn how to care about yourself. But that's today's story time. Thank you so much for listening. Hit the notification bell too. If you subscribe and you want to see more videos, you know what I'm saying, turn on the notifications so you see when my stuff pop up. All right, I'll talk to y'all later.